Hey everybody, it's Coach Jay and
Coach C.
Coach C is going to model for us in this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to go over getting body composition measurements. So the first thing I want you to do is to download your login sheet so you can get the right measurements and put them in the right places. And you'll notice that I have a spot on the sheet that tells you exactly how to measure each body part, okay? So I always like to start from the top to the bottom. So our first one is going to be the bicep. On the bicep, we're measuring in two different ways. The first one is going to be a relaxed measurement. So you always want to find the widest part of the body part that we're measuring. And now I want you to put it down to the side and relax and breathe. You breathing?
I'm breathing.
Nice and smooth, relax. Right there, I'm holding it nice and snug, but not tight. And I'm gonna log it in. Boom. That is a relaxed bicep. Then we're gonna go into a flex bicep. For the flex bicep, once again, you wanna measure the widest part, which is gonna be the peak of the bicep. So I'm gonna wrap it around. Perfect. And we're breathing. Now I'm holding it nice and snug, but I'm not super tight. And then I'll mark it down. And there we have the relaxed and then the flex bicep. After that, we're gonna go into the waist. There's two parts on the waist we're gonna measure. The first one is gonna be the natural waist, which is gonna be the most narrow part of the waist. And usually, it's gonna be kind of like on the lower ribs. So what I like to do is kind of like shimmy it a little bit, let it find its own place. I hold it nice and snug, but not super tight, and then I log it in. Now the second part is gonna be 1 inch below the belly button. This is very important for weight loss measurements, because for a lot of women, that's where they hold a little bit of extra weight. So if you would, put it 1 inch below the belly button. And how do you measure if it's 1 inch? Go see.
So pretty much I do the tip of my finger where the line on my finger starts, and I just put it there to where the belly button starts.
Perfect. I'm holding it snug, but not super tight. And I will log it in. So after that, we're gonna go into our hips. Now for the hips, of course, you wanna measure the widest part of the hip. So if you don't mind, if you can stand sideways. So what we're gonna do, is we're gonna bring this around. I'm gonna identify the widest part of the hip, and then I wanna hold it nice and snug, but not super tight. And then I get the measurement down. After that, we're gonna go into the thigh. All right, now the thigh, this is the one where you see people do a lot of different variations on how they stand or how they place it. We're gonna go with about hip to shoulder width apart. Now, if she's standing, her weight is evenly distributed and she's not flexing, so she's still kind of relaxed. What I'm gonna do is find the widest part of the thigh. All right, so once I find it, I'll hold it nice and snug, but not super tight, and then I'll log my measurement. And that's how we get the measurements. Now, there's a few things I need you to really focus on. One, make sure that you measure the same place every single time. That's why we're going with the widest part of whatever body part we're measuring. Two, make sure you wear clothes that are nice and form-fitting, all right? So even this shirt, it might look like it's kind of loose, but it's very, very thin. So it's easy for me to kind of wrap it around. Now, if you had like a cashmere sweater or something like that, it wouldn't be the best thing to use when we're getting these measurements, right?
Right.
Outside of that, the same spot every single time. And this is a great tool because we don't always get the results we want on the scale at the moment we want them. Sometimes the scale, it doesn't budge.
Tricks us a little bit.
But numbers never lie when it comes to measurements. All right, so get these in, log them down, and then go on to the next lesson.